Hi everyone, Theresa here from Theresa Holistic Tarot. I hope you're all well. This is for your general reading for the week for all the star signs. I'm hoping to get it on one video. We'll see how it goes. Now, just a little bit of housework, get it out the way. Please, I know you're all sick listening to this scammer business. I'm really sick of it myself, but just please be aware, I do not solicit readings. I do respond to people if they get in touch with me, but I never just send out any weird offers or feel your energy sort of type messages that I've been seeing. So if you receive a message from me, unless you've contacted me first, it's not me. So please be aware that out there, they're preying on vulnerable people. It just drives me insane, but that's that. Now, I am doing private readings. You can contact me on my booking button on my Instagram page, which gives you a lot more information about how I work and what I do. So booking button, or you can private message me on Instagram or contact me at email, which is theresaholistictarot@gmail.com. So I look forward to hearing from you. Now let's get started. We'll clear the energy. Angel Spirits, guides, we're going to start with Aries. So please help me to draw the correct cards, which will be guidance for Aries, which will stand them in good stead and support them. So cards for Aries, please. Cards for Aries. So what do Aries need to think about for the coming week? So I'm using my John Collins Psychic Tarot here, just for a change. I've been using them for a long time. They're a little bit rough, as you can see, but tried and tested and much loved. So we'll have two cards. No, actually we'll have three. We'll have three. I prefer threes. Three's about collaboration. It's change, collaboration. So Angel Spirits, guys, cards for Aries, please. Your first card up is Power. Great card. Your next card up is Sacrifice. And your next card up is Firm Foundation. So there are your three energy cards. So let's see what the tarot have to say about that. So Angel Spirits, guides, can we have some clarifiers, please? For Aries, what do Aries need to think about for this coming week? Okay, so cards for Aries, please. Okay, we have the Two of Wands. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Sun. Firm Foundation, we have the Six of Swords. And we have the Four of Swords. Okay. Quite interesting cards for you, Aries. Okay. So bear in mind as well. Okay. This is very, I'm saying bear in mind as well, and I went dead. What I'm actually feeling from here is very much this energy here, Firm Foundation. Now, we've got power. So power is obviously your personal power, and it's about taming sometimes the internal beast, those doubts, the negative side that we all have, and keeping on top of that and allowing you to come into your power, allowing you to develop what is internally in there. Because I'm going to show you up close if you can see it. It's half man, half beast. But that is us. That is us human beings. We have that internal beast. Now, sacrifice means you may be putting up with something, a situation that might not be 100% okay, and you're having to sacrifice something in the process. Firm Foundation as well. Now, I'm loving that, especially as I said to you before about three, because I felt collaboration, three sides. So the Two of Wands would indicate, now he's looking at a globe there. So it's about where next? Where next? Where am I going next? So this can be in regards to looking out for another job, or thinking, has this particular job run its course? So there's going to be thoughts. If not action, there will be thoughts. Now, taming the internal beast, there could be that impulsivity that just to be a little bit dramatic and go, that's it, I'm going, I'm done. Because the Queen of Swords here would indicate your, again, power, but your truth. What is it that's actually driving you? What is it you want to achieve? Now, this is a powerful card. She's very incisive. She's very decisive. And boy, does she take action. But you need to know what it is you want to do. So this is about clarity. So part of the power will be getting clear what it is, because you don't want to feel as if you're losing out on something. Firm foundation, we've got the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords would indicate there is the light is at the end of the tunnel, land is in sight, your destination is nearly there. What would be holding you back would be these swords. So whatever you're thinking, you're telling yourself could be an obstacle to you achieving something that you want to build. Now again, the negative thinking is part of who we are, and that would say you've got the power to get a handle on this. So don't impede your own progress. In a way, get out of your own way. The Four of Swords here, very much a card about digging deep. It says sometimes you need to take time out for you. And although sometimes this can be a card of rest and rejuvenation, it can be a card of really personal self-development, about taking yourself away from Facebook, away from Instagram, away from, and just spending that quality time alone and digging deep. And it's also about gratitude, about giving thanks, because his life was spared and he's in gratitude. So what do you need to give thanks for? So concentrate on that as well, because that's a huge fundamental part of law of attraction manifestation, which I love. We've got the Queen of Cups here. The Queen of Cups, now part of the power of the Queen of Cups is her innate ability to nurture. She's a very family orientated person. So this can be you, or you can be feeling very nurtured by somebody else. But a lot of her power will, sense of well-being will come from her family. So I would be saying to you that yes, all of us can be driven to that by a certain degree, but don't allow it to become your only source of happiness. And no disrespect to anyone's family, but these cards could now be warning you of living through your family. And you've got to, this is a card about standing on your own 2 feet as well, which is so it's about digging deep, again, digging deep. What's making me tick here in regards to my family? We have the Sun, so a new cycle coming in, huge potential, huge happiness, huge joy, huge fertility. So for some, not all, it can be news of a pregnancy, news of a birth, but it can be a person becoming pregnant, because this is a card of big fertility and growth and development. And you can see the little naked baby there, very indicative of new birth. So Aries, for you this week, as a general rule of thumb here, none of the cards have really supported sacrifice, but it can be getting stuck in a mindset of having to do something. So when it comes out with power, it can mean taming that beast for me, and it is a trap that we often fall into, is, oh, I have to, I should do. A good mum would, a good sister would, a good wife would, a good husband would. You know, we fall into these stereotypical traps about should, especially in connection with family. Our families are big triggers for the should buttons. So part of your power can be saying no and not being prepared to sacrifice, not being prepared to compromise yourself, your own ethics, your own needs, very much your own needs, because here it's time out for rejuvenation. So it's about your own personal power, establishing what's making you tick, what's driving you, what you need, what you want to achieve, and are you prepared to sacrifice something to get there? That's another little viewpoint on that one there as well. But overall, it's saying a week of emotional stability, maybe either through your family, but as I say, just be a little bit careful of overdoing that one there. Possible news of pregnancy, birth, even for yourself. But digging deep, you're making progress, you're moving towards something here, firm foundation. Now that can mean the beginning of a new relationship, the beginning of a new home, the beginning of a new business, the beginning a collaboration, a project, beginning to get on better with people in work. And they're saying you're making progress here, but you still need to dig deep and see what's driving you. So very much cards about your inner self for this week, about doing the work on yourself, understanding what's driving you and what's making you tick. Now, let me get a soul card. So angel spirits, guys, can we have a soul card for Aries, please? What do Aries need to take on board, to consider or think about this week? And I have to say, two queens are powerful in the reading. It really means achieving stability. And swords are air cards. So we know that this is very much, okay, this is a reading for Aries, but air also would touch on, so you may have a Gemini, Libra or Aquarius energy. And the cups are Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So you may have these energies in the family as part of your decision-making process, part of clarifying something this week, because this is very much about stability, building something, moving forward, huge new news coming in, or growth and development, and so getting clear. So angel spirits, guys, what do Aries need to think about on a soul level, please? Surrender. I can release my need to control. That's interesting, because straight away I think about family with the surrender card, because if you are a parent, then you'll get it, but you really feel that I shouldn't generalize like that, but a parent can feel that they have to control every aspect of their child's life. They have to make sure they're super safe. They have to make sure that they're learning. They have to make sure that they're eating well. They have to make sure they have the right friends. They have to, and to a certain degree, look back at your own childhood. Did your parent exercise that need to control as much as we do in this more modern world? And sometimes our children, we hold our children back. We keep them overly protected. Sometimes we keep them in a bubble, because with the best intentions. So interesting cards for you, Aries, this week. Very much about, it's questioning your need to control, especially in a family setup. There may be thoughts about moving a job. You need to get clear what it is you actually want to achieve, especially in regards to career or moving. Taming the beast within you. What are you prepared? And that beast can be those negative thoughts, which turn into negative beliefs. So what are you prepared to sacrifice, if anything? And also knowing yourself well enough to know that when you say no, that you're not doing things for the wrong reasons. You're not people pleasing. You're not just getting sucked into doing the same old to please somebody else. So really very powerful cards for you guys, Aries, this week, about digging deep, getting to know yourself. You're moving into a different era, a different cycle. Knowledge is power. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses. Really get a hold of any negative thinking, which is doubting, self-confidence. When you feel yourself being just instinctively resistant, oh, I couldn't do that. Ask yourself, what's that all about? Why am I telling myself that? So I hope that makes some sense to you, Aries. Let me know in the comments, and look forward to seeing you next week. So I'm just clearing the energy again, and we're having the weekly reading for Taurus. So angel spirits, guys, let's have some cards for Taurus. Taurus, I'm going to say very quickly, please be aware of anybody sending messages pretending to be me. I do not solicit readings. Yes, I do personal readings. If anyone's interested, you can use the book now button on my Instagram page. That will take you to information about me, how I work, And if you're still interested, make a booking there. If you have any questions, direct message me on Instagram or contact me at Theresa Holistic Tarot at gmail.com, and I look forward to hearing from you. Now, so we're going to do the cards. Let's get some. I'm going to do my John Holland Psychic Tarot cards for your 3 cards, and then we'll have 6 tarot. So angels, spirits, guys, what do Taurus have to think about, consider, or take on board for this coming week, please? Crown chakra. Oh, okay. And we have prosperity begins. And we have sacrifice. That's funny, that came out just before. So sacrifice can be either tolerating a situation, having to put up with something that's not ideal, and sometimes learning your boundaries. Learning. Crown chakra, very, very spiritual card in connection with the divine. So maybe you may be more and more drawn to spiritual matters. You might be considering buying some angel oracle cards. You may get you might be just interested in the spirit world in general. So, but it's about the connection between you and the divine, and it's being highlighted. So maybe it's time to develop that. Prosperity begins. Super, super card. Speaks for itself. And it's all about what prosperity means to you, because it can be health. You might be really rich and all you want is your health. So that's entirely where the cards are unique to the individual. So as I've always said, general readings, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And there we go. So 3 cards please for the crown chakra. We have the Ace of Cups. Oh, 2 cards I should be saying. And we have the 3 of Swords. Prosperity begins. The Hierophant. And the 3 of Cups. Sacrifice. We have the 7 of Wands. And the Queen of Wands. Okay, super. Right. We have the Ace of Cups. Beautiful card. My cup runneth over. I'm so happy. I know joy. I am really now in joy. Something is being hugely manifested for me that I want. And it may be you have also been working on manifestation, law of attraction, and something is definitely coming right. Now for some, not all, it can represent pregnancy. Ace of Cups is a big pregnancy card. It is that new love, that new relationship, that new emotion, that new happiness, that new period of my life. It's super duper, really, really, it's just a wonderful card. Now, we've also got the 3 of Swords. So this also can be about disappointment, hurt. It can be moving into a beautiful time in your life after a rough time, sad time, period of disappointment, period of where you felt wounded. It can be a new love after thinking you would never trust again or love again. So this, as I say, it's for this week. So the energy can be building up this week. You might be beginning to acknowledge that you've been hurt or disappointed. But I can never ever get away from the fact that this card is also about swords. And swords in tarot are always our thoughts. And this, for me, is when the thoughts are beginning to turn into a belief. So please be careful about what you're thinking and telling yourself. Because this can be when I have been disappointed and I'm just getting to that stage. I'm thinking, it will never come right for me again. I'll never be happy again. And that's really, really quite sad. And be careful of it, because you're putting it out into the universe vibrationally. So your crown chakra, I'm thinking about that. So don't be careful what you're thinking. Your crown chakra is is just above the top of your head. It is that connection with the divine. So don't be sending out that message to the universe that I will never be happy again. Be careful of those thoughts. Okay, prosperity begins, and we've got the Hierophant and we have the 3 of Cups. So the 3 of Cups, you can see we're celebrating here. I wonder what you're celebrating. So this week you may get some good news. It's the beginning. So it could be the very beginning of something this week, which will have you absolutely celebrating. Now, the Hierophant, he indicates many things, but he can indicate somebody that's guiding you towards this prosperity. He can be a mentor. He can be your spiritual guide. It can be somebody that you work with, that you trust, and whose advice you're listening to, which will really pay you off. So the Hierophant is somebody that who conforms. And by the way, very traditional card. So it's about doing things and being seen to be doing things properly and conforming to standards. So you could find yourself in a workplace situation where you have to do a tick box exercise. You have to maybe do he can also be a teacher, so it can be about learning. So you may have to do a module, you may have to pass something, you may have to do health and safety, and it will come right. I've got the Three of Cups. I'm not worried about it. It's a good move. And that tick box exercise allows you to begin to move on to do other things where prosperity begins. Now, sacrifice. And we've got the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands is very much a card about fight for what you think's right. Stand your corner. Stand up to someone. Now, the Queen of Wands, I love it. One of my most favourite cards. She's very, very, very driven. So there's two things going on here. So you might find yourself. The Queen of Wands is hugely charismatic. Hugely. She will convince people to do things for her, with her. And because she has a vision that you and I might not have. She has a goal that we might not have. So she may ask you. So this card... So you may find yourself either working with or Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and they may be saying to you, come on, just do that for me, or give up your Monday, give up your Tuesday, do a swap with me, whatever. So really charismatic, you'd be hugely tempted, but you might not want to, and this is where you're being told, stand firm. So you might want to please this person, but you might not want to give up what it is, or do whatever it is she's asking you to do, or he's asking you to do. I must remind everyone, because I forget sometimes, that court cards are not gender specific. I will use he or she, but they actually can be a male or a female in reality. So somebody hugely attractive, and somebody you might want to please, because this is all, sometimes sacrifice can be about people pleasing, when I'm just in the habit of and by the way, people pleasing can take many, many different forms. I actually love when everything just goes tickety-boo. I know I can be a little bit of a control freak, but underneath that, I want everyone in my family to be happy. And if we all get together, I want everyone to have a good time, and I want everyone to feel comfortable. But that's also people pleasing, and I've got to resist that urge sometimes to just get it just so, trying to make everybody happy. So something here about stepping back, something here about boundaries, about what you need to. When I see sacrifice, I always think boundaries. What boundaries being overstepped? What are you being asked to do? What are you being tested about? And as I say, somebody hugely charismatic, somebody you like, male or female, asking you to either do something, or give them something, or help them with something, and you really, really don't want to. It's pushing you. Don't do it. Stay and take 5 minutes out. Sit down and you don't even have to have music on, but sit down quietly and say, does this resonate with me? Because your crown chakra is saying your higher self will guide you. You will be guided. So you will be guided in everything you do this week. And we've got prosperity begins with the Ace of Cups. So you've got new beginnings. And you may have to let go of any negative thoughts around relationships, because it's come out with the Ace of Cups, around love, around affection, about intimate relationships as well. But I do feel that you will be celebrating, especially after taking the advice of someone who's either older or helping you get through something. And as I say, very much tick box exercise. I feel you'll need to pass something, pass an assessment, do a little bit of learning, and that, but it really does open the door for you. So it's a nice, really nice energy, actually, very positive, productive energy. So angel spirits, guys, can we have a spirit card, please, for Taurus this week? What did Taurus have to take on board at a soul level? What do they have to think about or pay attention to? And straight away, anyway, you've also got sacrifice, so you're going to have to do a bit of digging about your own boundaries. Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. That's very much a Taurian trait anyway. Taurians are earth signs. They're pedantic, pragmatic. They will always do the job in hand. They'll see it through. So perseverance. So you may just this week just think, oh, this is a bit of a bore. But persevere with it. It is coming right. You're going to have the prosperity. Something's going to pay off. And this week something begins for you, either romantically or something that brings you great joy. So that is lovely. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, Taurus. I hope it made sense, and I look forward to hearing any of your comments, and I'll see you next week. So cards, let's now move into the next energy. Angel spirits, guys, can we please have some cards for Gemini for this week? Can you give us some guidance? And before I actually start the reading, Gemini, I just need to say quickly, please, if you get a message from me, it's probably not me, unless, in fact, it will not be from me unless you've contacted me first. I do not offer readings. I do not solicit readings. I do personal readings. You can check on my booking. On the booking button on my Instagram page, that will lead you to information about me, how I work. And if you would like to book, you can book there. If you have any questions, DM me on Instagram or at Theresa Holistic Tarot at gmail.com. Okay, so let's get going. And we need, first of all, my Psychic Tarot. So let's have 3 cards from Psychic Tarot. So angels, spirits, guides, can we have some cards, please, for Gemini? What did Gemini need to think about or take on board this week? The cards for Gemini, please. Okay, love begins. Really nice card. Beautiful card, actually. Patience, so something's going to pay off. It could be that nice new relationship. And recognition and reward. So you're getting some cracking cards there, Gemini. Okay, so I need my tarot. So angel spirits, guys, let's have some clarifiers, please, for love begins, patience, recognition, and reward. The Tower. Knight of Swords. That's interesting. That is literally recognition and reward. And the Two of Wands. Strength, and the Hermit. Really interesting. Right, so it's funny we're beginning with love begins and ending on the Hermit here. So this would very much be the coming together of a new relationship, 2 people, and it could actually even mean you're in an existing relationship and maybe felt a bit lonely, or you were doing all the work. It was all one-sided, and now this week you see the germ of something coming right, the relationship beginning to deepen, to actually shape. So, or it's the end of the Hermit. This is a beautiful card, actually, but most people fear it because they think it means lonely. They think it means being alone, and it doesn't. It actually means it's internal resources, having the ability to stand on one's own 2 feet. And the thing about the Hermit, he joins groups, but he goes off on his own. He needs his own time. So this can indicate at some point this week you will need time to be alone and recharge your own batteries. Okay, so we have love begins, we have patience. So you might have waited a while for the right relationship, but won't it be worthwhile when it comes in? I think that's brilliant. And as I say, recognition, reward. So there's something hopefully happening this week. Either you get some sort of official paper that you've passed something, that you get certain, you get it can often be a tick box exercise as well, when you've had to go through some sort of hoops at work to be recognised, which will allow you to do something you like. But when I see this card being like verified again with the Six of Wands, which is also recognition and reward, this can actually mean that this week could see the germ of promotion beginning. Or so even if you don't receive it this week, somebody can be paying attention to you. Somebody's noting you. Somebody's actually thinking, okay. So which will eventually pay off. So I'm really loving that. The fact that I'm seeing that quite so clearly. Now the Tower can be a scary looking card. It means external, it means change. It can be external change. It can be which will affect you at some level. But with the Tower, I always say to people, you are not, you still have choices. You're not dominated. You still have a choice. Something will happen where you will be challenged or tested, but you will have choices about what to do next. And I always say, please don't have a knee-jerk reaction. This is an opportunity to actually sit down quietly, assess the damage of what's happening or happened, and say, okay, can I actually rebuild this? Is there something there to rebuild on? Because it's also coming out with love begins. So this can be when something's gone terribly wrong in a relationship, hugely tested, but you may decide to say, okay, now I know the worst, I've seen the person at the worst, but I still think we can make it. I think we can build upon it. So let's take it from here. So as I say, you could be in a relationship already, and it's been really tested, really challenged, and now you're entering a new stage. Lovely rainbow there. But come what may, as a single, you've got the beginning of something energetically beginning to happen this week. So always think about the Tower as having choices. It's not, just something dreadful that's happening. And people can often look back on their Tower moments and think, wow, I thought that was the end of something, and actually it was the best thing that ever happened. It forced me to do this, or it forced me out of my comfort zone. So really it can be a challenging card, but a very good card. Now I'm going to jump across here to Strength. So Strength is also, she's with the Lion. Now the Lion can represent the internal beast. The internal beast is our negative side, our shadow side, our fear. And when Strength appears with the Hermit, it can be that fear of being alone. And I will always say, but this is a card of, it is a card of strength. It's a card of internal resources, a card of being able to do something. So we've also got Love Begins. So if you have a fear of being alone, you're going to have patience, but you're also going to have trust that it's going to come right for you. And definitely other areas are coming right. And hopefully this will include them, because you're having it doubled up. So hopefully it's doubled up in the areas. So really look at your fear about being alone. It doesn't mean you're going to be alone forever. You may be alone right now, because maybe this is the universe's way, the Tower, of testing you, challenging you, and helping you to grow, helping you and pushing you out your comfort zone to embrace the new part of your life. There's Two of Wands, so you may have a decision to take. He's holding a globe there, so you may have a decision about where next. Where am I going next? And it can be a career move because it's Wands, but it can also be moving away from a job and into something I'm more passionate about. So you get the recognition and reward, and it gives you the freedom to actually choose, right, okay, where am I going from here? Where am I going next? So this can be about certification, about finishing a diploma, finishing a course, doing a degree, anything. Anything. It can be that piece of paper that allows you to do something else. Now the Knight of Swords, when I see him under the tower, he's ready for bolting. So something can happen which challenges you, tests you this week, and you just feel like doing a runner. And the cards would actually be saying, just have some patience. So fight. Now again, be aware, I've just been speaking about the internal beast. The internal beast is to run away. The internal beast is instant reaction. You know, I mentioned knee-jerk response to the tower. This is it. This is him, the Knight of Swords. Like, I'm not putting up with that, and off I go. Throwing the job to the wind, having to look for another one. Where am I going next? So you would be getting urged patience. You will be tested this week, but you need to exercise patience, caution, and don't put your, because the Hermit can be, as sometimes when people are feeling out in the cold and they're cut off, but you would be doing that to yourself, to be perfectly honest. So be careful. So let's have a soul card, please, for Gemini. What do Geminis need to think about at soul level? Okay. Fear. Okay, so fear, and for me, he epitomizes fear, because sometimes if there was a battle and all of a sudden one man gets up and bolts across the field, some people might say, well, wasn't he brave going? And other people say, no, he was absolutely terrified and his nerves couldn't hold it any longer and he bolted. So he just would rather face it than have the patience and the temerity, you know, to hold on. So it's about facing fear this week, but without allowing it to build up into absolute catastrophe. So you may be challenged this week. You may know fear. You may need to hold it, to ride it out, to not have a knee-jerk reaction. And when you don't have the knee-jerk reaction, you will have success and your patience will pay off. So hold that fear, Gemini. Okay. So see you next week. I hope that made sense. You can let me know in the comments. I look forward to seeing you again. So bye for now. Angel Spirits Guides, can we have some cards, please, for the week coming? Some guidance for Cancer. What do Cancerians need to know this week, need to learn this week? And very briefly, Cancer, I'm having to repeat myself over and over here, but please, if you get any messages pertaining to be from me, they're not from me. I'm sick to death of this scammer, and I'm sure you are too, but please exercise caution. I do not solicit readings. If you wish to book a reading with me, go to the booking button on my Instagram page. It will lead you to information about me and how I work. And if you want to make a booking, that's fine. If you have any questions, DM me privately on Instagram or at Theresa Holistic Tarot, all one word, at gmail.com. And obviously I will reply, but I do not just willy-nilly send out readings about your energy and whatever. Anyway, let's get started. Angel Spirits, guys, let's have 3 Psychic Tarot, please, for Cancer. Spiritual Union, what a beautiful card. So that is really about a relationship, and having that relationship on many different levels. And really, it's just like 2 pieces of a jigsaw coming together. Beautiful card. Base chakra, I'll talk to you about that. Shadow. Right. So, base chakra is our root chakra, which is all about our earthly side. And our earthly side is being comfortable, making enough money, so we can know fear in that base chakra. It can be tied up with a lot of fear about, am I achieving? Am I meeting my goals? Because it's all about the earthly concerns. So we'll see what else comes out with that, but be aware of that. Shadow is facing your dark side, facing the fear. That the reason I'd said fear, because as soon as I saw base chakra, I felt fear. So the shadow is about bringing something out from the shadow side, bringing it into the light, and allowing it to evaporate, because you're facing it, you're dealing with it. So there may be fears for you this week, Cancer, and let's have a look at the tarot and see what they've got to say about that. So angel spirits, guys, let's have some cards, please, for spiritual union. Base chakra and shadow. So spiritual union, Knight of Wands and the Four of Cups. Base chakra is the Empress, wow, and the Three of Pentacles. And shadow is Death and Five of Wands. Right, so the Knight of Wands is really very much to do with career. So your spiritual union there might be about having an offer, receiving an offer, or trying to push through to find the perfect match. And this is when I say spiritual union, this is about finding a job or a company that just really it just ticks all the boxes for you. It's when they're really good with people, they're really kind, they're really caring, you love their mission statement. So it's about finding very much the perfect match for you, and that the energy of that can begin this week. So that is really interesting. You've got the Four of Cups come out with that, so you can be a little bit focused on the past and hanging on to something that's maybe not gone right in a job or whatever, and the cards would be saying to you, don't get too hung up on that, don't get too stuck in that energy, because you could miss the moment, you could miss the opportunity, you can miss the potential of something else because you're too focused on, oh, I'm never going to go for a company that, you know, that does that again, or forget it, it's gone, it's done, it's history, it's in the past. Learn from it, but don't hang on to it. Don't slow the energy down of this beautiful and perfect match that could be potentially beginning energetically for you this week, because I love it. Now we've got the Empress here, the card of major abundance, major Mother Earth energy. So when she comes out under base chakra, there may be a need this week for you to really make sure that your family are okay, your house is okay, that everybody is managing and got enough to survive. So the Empress is a huge card of abundance, as I said, and you may be striving to achieve abundance. Now the shadow side could be when I'm doubting, I'm in fear. Oh, it's never going to happen. Oh, I'm never going to achieve. Oh, I'm never going to, you know, get the house of my dreams or have the family that I want. And the cards will be saying, yes, you are. But you need to energetically make a shift. Now, we have the Death card here. So these two cards sitting side by side, we've got abundance, we've got death. This would mean a period of transition, and so there can be change going on around you, but major change going on inside you. Now, a lot of people will just see that scary figure, and I always see the little caterpillar that's still in the cocoon, that doesn't actually know it's got wings yet, let alone these big, beautiful, fantastic wings. So you haven't realised your full potential yet. So you don't even know how much you're capable of. And you're really capable of achieving a lot. So, and you are capable of achieving massive abundance, but you've got some fear about it. There's a fear of reaching your expectations and others' expectations. So you need to look at what fear do you have around achieving and manifesting your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. Because something here is, and you don't want to allow it. You don't want to allow fear to keep you stuck in this energy of missing opportunities, divine opportunity here. But he's so focused on, being hard done to and something going wrong. So you don't want to get stuck in that energy. Don't miss that opportunity that could be coming in because your focus is elsewhere. because here we have a card of collaboration, Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles very much, especially here, can mean I need to either get my home in order, my house in order, so there can be something connected with, wow, somebody's just flashed up to me there, and I really, so Leah, I'm just thinking about you. Anyway, this can be about when I need to get my home, my house, especially because she can represent giving birth. So it's about maybe somebody who can be, somebody who is pregnant, that is trying to get their home sorted, finalized, in order. They may be meeting, they may be collaborating in meetings with estate agents, finance people, whoever else. So it's something about getting my home in order here, which is quite important. We have the Five of Wands. So part and parcel of the change, part and parcel of the fear, you may be afraid of what other people are going to be saying. You may be afraid of what the family have to say. You may be afraid of other people's opinions. And it's really a very basic root chakra energy here. And it's something you need to come to terms with and let it go, because it can hold you back. Because the potential I'm seeing in these cards, Cancer, the beginning, which can begin this week energetically, is fantastic. But you need to let go of the fear, the doubt, the anxiety, your own personal hang-ups about achieving, your own personal hang-ups about being rich, or being the provider, and keeping your family safe, and keeping your family in your dream of what the house and their life would represent to you. So really interesting cards, I must say. Right, I'm going to pull a soul card. So angel, spirits, guides. What do Cancerians need to think about on a soul level for this week, please? So a soul card for Cancer. Love. So it's about moving. It's about trying to shift out of a negative energy into a positive energy. Base chakra can also be suspicion, guilt, and spiritually you would be trying to look at things from a more positive aspect, a loving aspect. Here, very much it's about love. It's about trying to get my home in order, trying to get my house in order, trying to get my home safe and sound for a child, a family. Career-wise, there is definitely a terrific match for you. There's an opportunity for a match, providing you shift yourself out of this energy of regret, focused, or being hard done to. I'm very much hearing being hard done to. So, and there's change coming for you. Embrace it. Don't be held back with what other people think or your family think. This is all about you. So big change coming in for you, Cancer. I hope that makes some sense to you. You can let me know in the comments. But examine yourself and examine those fears and start working on letting some of them go. Okay, I'll see you next week, hopefully. Bye for now. Okay. Angel, spirits, guys, can we please have some guidance for Leo for the coming week? What do Leo need to know or hear or learn? So some cards for Leo, please. So Leo, I'm repeating over and over. I'm sick listening to myself, but please be aware that if you receive any messages from me, it's not me. I don't solicit readings. I do undertake private readings. If anybody wishes a reading with me, they can use the booking button to find out more about how I work. And if you're still interested, then go ahead and make a booking. But if you have any queries or questions, contact me at Theresa Holistic Tarot at gmail.com or by private message on Instagram. I will always respond to messages, but I do not solicit. I won't be sending out random messages about energy and love and I think you need a reading. Shocking. Right, anyway, that's that done. Let's go ahead. Recognition and reward. Interesting, because I'm sitting here randomly and that came up for another star sign. Deception and envy. Wow. and disruption. Okay, so it looks as if something, and this can often be in a career context, it's about finally receiving what you actually deserve. And it can often be promotion because you're being recognized. You may find that you pass, or it can indicate passing an exam or finishing a course, getting that certificate, which is a recognition. So having that piece of paper or something that allows you then to go on and do what it is you want to do. And so it's a real card of achievement. Deception and envy. Oh, I don't really particularly like that card. Let's see what it says. But it's not a nice card, not a nice energy. It's when somebody is saying to you, oh, congratulations, well done, you're not, but behind your back they're beep, beep. She doesn't deserve that, he doesn't deserve that, I don't think that's right, da 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 da. So somebody really playing funny games, don't like it. The Tower means something external. It's a challenge, a life challenge. Something could occur, it could begin to start this week, but it's a life challenge. So you're going, and it can, sometimes can feel big, but it's about how you deal with it. So let's see what the cards say here. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a sec. So in this Spirits, guys, can we have some clarifiers, please, for Leo? So, right, recognition and reward. We have the Two of Cups, that's fab. The Knight of Cups, super. Deception and envy. The World. And we have the Moon. And disruption. We have the Seven of Swords. And we have the Chariot. Okay. Interesting energy, actually. Okay, so we've got the Two of Cards. So that is really finding, this is a partnership. It's finding something that really works in multiple levels. This is a real commitment. It can be of two. Now, if it was in a sort of general reading, it can mean obviously an engagement, a betrothal, a commitment to each other, telling your families that you're going to move in together, something like that. So, but it can, because it's coming out with recognition and reward, it can actually cut into the career side of things as well. So it could be finding the right, so you get your reward, you get your piece of paper, you get your certification, you get your promotion, and it's the perfect job, the perfect role, the perfect everything for you. You love it. You found your feet. So something important happening this week which will trigger this energy of recognition, reward, and it paying off. I also have the Knight of Cups here. Now the cups signify emotions. This is a card, an offer that's going to make you happy. Now it could, if it was a love reading, could be the person that's coming in to say, please will you marry me, or let's get engaged, or so it ties in ever so well, beautifully, with the Two of Cups. These cards, but also it can be, because of recognition, reward, it can be finding the perfect job and receiving the perfect offer job-wise. And it's just thrilling. You know, you would be so delighted with this. Deception and envy, we've got the World here. So the World is all about completion and cycles ending. And hopefully it's the ending of... now, I'm going to say this. I just have to throw it out there, Leo. This can be when you yourself have been envious of others. They've done it. They've achieved it. They've gotten there. And you could be thinking, oh, well, when's my opportunity? When's my time? When is it going to happen for me? So because I've now got the World, that would see that go. Bye-bye. Deception and envy's finished. You don't need to be looking at anybody else. You've done it. You've found it. You've got it, which is brilliant. We've got the Moon here. Now, the Moon can be when you might even find me saying this in a reading a little bit challenging. The fact that I'm saying this could be you, that you may have been envious of others. But the deception part is acknowledging it to yourself and actually acknowledging, well, I was jealous of so-and-so. And you don't have to take an advert out in the Sunday Times. It's just about acknowledging it to you. Because the Moon here is all about our shadow side. And we all have light, but we all have shadow. And sometimes we don't want to acknowledge parts of us, but the shadow side can be powerful. especially if you don't acknowledge it, because you're not dealing with anything. So this is actually about looking at aspects of yourself, bringing them out into the light and watching them evaporate, because you think, well, you know what, I've been beating myself up about that, and actually it's pretty normal. Who wouldn't be jealous in that situation? Who wouldn't be comparing themselves? So it's about cutting yourself a bit of slack, but acknowledging it. Now here we've got the Chariot. So the Chariot is success, and I'm starting from the bottom there, because something will challenge you. So you're going to win at the end of it, and you'll take the right decisions. Whatever choices have to be made, you'll take it, because this card is like the Tower in the other tarot. It's when the tower starts to collapse and come down. So it's about something being affected. You know, it can be work, it can be career, it can be external to you, and it can feel threatening, it can feel scary, it can feel frightening, because I always say to people, okay, but you still have choices. Try not to do a knee-jerk reaction here. So you need to know that try and keep yourself calm. Something will begin to rear its head. Keep your calm. It may seem like a big thing, when actually it's a small thing. Don't allow it to get too big, because come what may, you need to know that you're going to come out tops. This is the other card of recognition and reward. So even though you're going to face challenges, you're going to ride home. You're going to win that race. You're going to get round those obstacles, and you're going to come out triumphant at the end. There will be obstacles. There's an obstacle, and it could be a big one. It depends how you play it. But you will take the right decisions. But if you can calm yourself, you will take the decisions easier and smoother and with less disruption to yourself. Now, your only other card here, but because a lot of this is about learning about yourself, personal development, personal growth, which I love. I just love all of that. So and unfortunately we have to go through it to experience it and come out the other side. This is the only card that I would actually say can be a little bit negative. And the Seven of Wands Swords can indicate somebody being duplicitous. So the disruption, the Tower moment, can be about finding out somebody's being decidedly two-faced. It could, in a career context, it could be somebody that's pretending that, oh yeah, I love your style of management, but secretly they're complaining behind your back. But anyway, it all comes out. It's very challenging. You're feeling that there'll be feelings of disappointment, but don't let it steal at your peace of mind. This is something you will overcome. You will learn from something, but by God, you're going to be the winner in it. So, challenging moment for you guys, Leo, but just hang on in there. Oh, so I'm going to pull a soul card now, and let's see what you have to learn at a soul level or pay attention to. So, angel, spirits, guides, card for Leo, please. Service. Okay, sometimes service is about is about helping other people. It's about doing good, but I love service because it takes me away from all of the negative thinking. It's about when people are taken out of a negative mindset, they're often humbled because they see how it is for other people. So service can be about developing an attitude of gratitude. So you may be faced with challenging situations, but it's not going to be as bad as it is for other people. So hang on to that, okay? Right. So I hope that makes sense to you, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Some big cards there. So bye for now. Okay. Angel, spirits, guys, can we have some guidance cards, please, for Virgo? What do Virgo need to learn this week, pay attention to this week? What would stand up in good stead? So cards for Virgo, please. Now, I'm going to briefly say, Virgo, I'm sick listening to myself, but I've got to say it. If you receive a message from me, it won't be from me. Unless you've contacted me before, it's not from me. It's certainly not me offering readings. So please, if you get any of those, report and block. I do readings. So if you would like further information, go on the booking button. That will take you to more information about me and how I work. And if you've got any questions, you can DM me on Instagram or write to me at teresaholistictarot@gmail.com. Okay, so 3 cards, please, for Virgo. We've got the universe. Wow, what a card. That's fabulous. We've got accelerated motion. So something beginning this week that's big for you. And we've got patience reversed. So it's not coming fast enough for you, is it? So let's see what the tarot have to say. So the universe is about, just the world's your oyster. You know, go for it. Anything's possible. And when it does start to kick in, it's going to take you by surprise and come in a lot faster than you would ever have anticipated. But the germ of it, if nothing, so this can be beginning energetically this week. So that is really interesting. So let's see. So angel spirits, guys. So we've got the Page of Wands. So there's a job offer straight away. Knight of Cups. Great offer. It's going to make you very happy. The Two of Cups. The King of Swords. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. And we've got Temperance. That's quite interesting, actually, because Patience and Temperance are very, very more or less the same cards, but in different decks. So the fact that I'm seeing it reverse would indicate that you're moving from real impatience into, okay, I've got it. I know it's going to, I'm just going to, you know, go with the flow here. So this is very much a card of allowing things to flow, achieving balance, not bucking against it, not fighting it. So lovely. Okay, universe. So Page of Wands would indicate a job offer. New beginning. So if it's not a new, you know, a job offer per se, there's a new beginning somewhere in either the career path or your job or your passion. So it can mean energetically moving out of a job into doing something you really, really are passionate about. So it could be a project even. So it could be something that you're currently, say the job you're in already, they might say, right, we're going to give this a try. Let's, you know, we're going to start this up, see how it goes. And you're involved in that. And there's a lot of happiness in it for you. There's a lot of potential, a lot of growth, a lot of development. So if I were you this week, Virgo, in regards to your career, is just be open to anything. Be open to the unexpected. Be open to, because this is so well starred. We've also got the Two of Cups. Now, the Two of Cups can actually indicate a new relationship. Or if you're already in a relationship, all of a sudden it ups the ante. So the relationship either comes in, takes you by surprise. If you're single, you know, it's happening when you probably least expect it, when you've let your guard down and you think, oh, I'm not bothered. And all of a sudden somebody's there and it's just perfect. So the accelerated motion is just really the suddenness, the speed, the success of it, because it's also a bit about being guided. So being guided to the right thing, making the right choices. On a career level, it can mean very much about taking the right decision. And that decision will put you in alignment with either a company or a role that really, really does make you happy. But we've got the King of Swords. So he's saying, but first and foremost, you get clear. What is it you want to manifest? What do you want to achieve? What is your goals? Because he's an extremely powerful card. So energetically this week, you should be in an energy of beginning to really know what it is you want. And once you've got that incisive power, then you can start taking action. And the action is part of the new cycle that you're going into. And the action of this, which begins with the clarity, can bring all of that into play. And I love that. Now, the very fact that you've got patience reversed would obviously tell you that either being patient can be an energy block. So it's just not something that I don't know Virgo as a sign particularly well. I must look up on that actually. Because Virgo, though, is an earth element, and they normally are very patient and pedantic because they like to see results. So they normally tend to hang on in there until they get what they want, which is here. So maybe the very fact that I've got the Temperance card here, which incidentally is a sign of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius showing up in a Virgo reading, that's quite interesting. But more than anything, it's about having the patience till you get to this point. Now, the Nine of Pentacles, so remember that Pentacles cover so many things. They cover the money, the health, the relationships, friendships, house, home, security, feeling safe. So it covers a vast area. And at this point, when we get to that would be saying that having the patience and having the emotional balance, because it's an emotional balance. She's moving the water, and water is very much about, you know, she's even got one foot in here. So it's about putting your toe into something, but trying to get a balance and achieving this peace of mind that you've got coming in. So the peace of mind is coming in. It's all going to start happening. So it's really a lovely energy, really exciting. But I'm very much telling you at the start of it, the heart of it is the King of Swords, clarity. This can be an aspect of you wanting to kick against something. You know, I just don't want to be patient any longer. But your sensible head will keep you on the straight and narrow, which is good. So new beginnings, Virgo, and I really mean that. So that can start germinating or actually happening this week. So we don't always see the bigger picture. Remember that. You might think, oh yeah, oh, well, you know, if it doesn't happen this week, but there's stuff going on behind the scenes that you're totally unaware of. And there's joy, there's happiness, there's commitment, there's new relationships and new partnerships. And that is just fabulous. That is all about potential growth and development, personal development, professional development, romantic development. So you've got quite a lot going on, and in more than one area, which I think is super. So angels, spirits, guys, let's pull a soul card. Let's see where you are. For what do Virgo have to think about at a soul level? What aspect of themselves would they need to consider or give a little bit of attention to? Yeah, and I don't believe it. We've got patience. There we go. So you've got patience, patience, and patience. So you might find this week a little bit challenging, and at some point you might want to kick off and buck against it, because don't forget he was reversed, but you will hang on in there. And that's your energy challenge for this week, patience. Anyway, I hope that made sense to you, Virgo. Hopefully, if it does or doesn't, please leave me a comment. Please like and subscribe, and I look forward to hearing from you again next week. Okay. Bye for now.